Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the Sunday services at Center for Spiritual Living, Denver. We are a loving and prospering community in the heart of Denver and online. We now conduct hybrid services at the historic Grant Avenue Community Center and Sacred Place, located at 216 South Grant Street, Denver, Colorado. All are welcomed here. A place, space, and face of love. We are a spiritual community practicing universal principles that enrich our lives. We are grateful that you have blessed us with your presence. While online, we'd love to know you're watching with us. Feel free to leave a comment and let everyone appreciate you. With everything going on, life can feel overwhelming. CSL Denver wants you to know we are here for you. Please know that our practitioners are available for personal prayer work. Our licensed spiritual practitioners' names and phone numbers are available on our website at csldenver.org. Or if you have a prayer request, feel free to email it to info@csldenver.org. For your convenience, you'll find clickable links in the description of this broadcast. Rev L. Zia, along with all our guest speakers, practitioners, service coordinators, and musical inspirations, want you to know how truly grateful we are that you are with us today. Thank you for your continued support and participation in our services, workshops, and events, as well as providing financial contributions to our center. If you're interested in upcoming events and information, we send out weekly newsletters. Sign up by visiting www.csldenver.org. We deliver services in a hybrid format where we meet in person at 216 South Grant Street. We will also continue to live stream all services on Facebook and YouTube every Sunday. Find us on our respective channels as well as on New Thought Media Network. Again, thank you for your precious attention. Now prepare for engaging enlightenment.
There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden where God's grace blooms. There is a garden where everything grows, a beautiful garden where love is sown. And in this place of light and love, you can have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden. That garden is you. And in this place of light and love, you can have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden where dreams come true, a beautiful garden. That garden is you. Such a beautiful garden. That garden is you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Denver. My name is Tim Hancock. I'm a practitioner here today, and we welcome you. And we welcome you to hear the inspirational words of Reverend Paula Belleggie, our guest speaker today. So thank you very much for coming, and welcome all of you online. And let's just go ahead and allow yourself to close your eyes and move into the now, into the present. Move into that presence that is the one power, the one spirit, the one divine spiritual entity. And let's know that as we are connected, we are whole, perfect, and complete with that entity. And as we move throughout our day today, we know we are blessed today and always. As we know this service is blessed, as the words of Reverend Paula are blessed. And all of the music and all of the readings and the electronics. And we are thoroughly grateful for everything that is in our way, for our abundance, for the prosperity, for the growth of Center for Spiritual Living Denver. And as we move into today's service, we just relax, knowing that we are in the presence of pure love. And so it is. And our reading today comes from Creative Mind and Success by Ernest Holmes. Now, Ernie spoke mostly and wrote mostly in the masculine. So I've taken the liberty to change this reading to be as gender neutral as possible. I knew I'd get a shout out for that. It is a self-evident truth that if humankind is made in the spiritual image and the likeness of God, our mind must be made out of God's mind. Also, that we have the same power in our individual life that God has in the universal. If it is true that, as Jesus said, it is the Father within, he doeth the work, then our inner life is one with the divine. Since all causation is mental, it follows that if all things are created by the mind of God, and our mind is part of God's mind, we are able, by thinking, to set in motion a power that creates. Of course, we do not create that power, neither do we coerce it. It is ours to use either rightly or wrongly. It's always with us. It never deserts us. It operates every moment of our lives. Even if we fail, we are proving that the law works according to our belief that it will not work. Of course, we do not wish to fail, but if our mental attitude is one of doubt, then the results will be the outpicturing of our negative thoughts. We recognize that within ourselves is the power of God to produce success or failure. Fear brings failure. Faith brings success. It's just that simple. And now we have Lynn Floyd coming up singing Love Cover Me.
Good morning, CSL Denver. I'm so glad we've had this time together. I've had a great time with you over the last few weeks. Feel like we've built community in a virtual way together. So I just leave you with this. I love you all. Hope I can see you sometime soon. As time has unfolded me, it has revealed to me life's nothing less than sublime. With every thought I make, every last breath I take, may I be gracious and kind. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Calls me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Kindness wash over me, make me a symphony, play every note you can find. Make me reverberate, gently deactivate, slowly flow out of my mind. Find me a melody, dance and let my anthem be. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Calls me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. I will not be shaken. I will not be moved. Love, cover me. May my heart awaken. Tenderness be proved. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Help me with this one. It's one word. Sing it like this. Love, 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 love. It's simple. Lift it up. Love, 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 love. It's beautiful. We'll come back to that part. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Calls me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. All right, sing that one word with me again. Love, 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 love. Yeah, fill up the whole room with it this morning. Love, 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 love. Send it all across Denver. Love, 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 love. Wrap the whole world with it. Love, 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 love. Then sing this line. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Sing that with me. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Last line. Love, cover me. Make it your prayer. Love, cover me. I love you all. Thank you.
I really like his music. I think he is a wonderful gift to New Thought. So here we are. It is the last day of Pride. I love Pride Month, and I'm grateful to be here to celebrate it with you. And I'm here to share with you some good news and some bad news. Okay? Yeah, how about the good news first? Good news first is, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Well, today I'm going to try to convince you that you are a sacred creation, a unique, unrepeatable expression of God. Now, I borrowed that phrase from our beloved friend, Robert Anderson. How many of you know Robert Anderson? Yes, he sings a song called Expression. And so I talked to him this week and I said, can I borrow some lines from your song? And he said, of course you can. I said, thank you very much, Robert. So I'm going to do that. So when we know who we are, we know what to do. But yet, many days we might wake up and go, gosh, I just don't know what to do about whatever, right? Well, the thing of it is, if you embrace who you truly are, you will know what to do. Our Emma Curtis Hopkins, who is the teacher of teachers, she taught many of the leaders in New Thought, including our founder, Ernest Holmes. She says this: the soul, as it is called, is the divine eye of each man, woman, and child. I love that. We didn't even have to correct hers to make it gender neutral. Isn't that great? See, for we are God's masterpiece. He has created us anew in Christ Jesus so we can do the things he planned for us long ago. That comes from Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10. Thing is, that good news I want to tell you about you being that sacred creation, that unique, unrepeatable expression of God. The great thing is, here at Centers for Spiritual Living, we celebrate you no matter who you are or where you come from. We don't care what your race identity is, what your ethnicity is. We don't care about the color of your skin. We don't care what your gender identity is. We don't care what your sexual orientation is. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. We love you no matter who you are. And in fact, we celebrate that you come to us unique and diverse. We want that. Because the one thing that is common in all of us that we hold and embrace is that you are that sacred creation of God. Now that would be a very different world we could experience if we all embrace that, wouldn't it be? Yeah. So the bad news, again, most of you don't believe it. Yeah, right. So in fact, we're made as these perfect masterpieces, but yet then we take on, when we come into the world, all these ideas about ourselves that are simply not true ideas, right? We begin to take on beliefs that maybe we learned in childhood, etc. And each of you is that masterpiece of God. I am that masterpiece of God, but yet most of us don't believe it most of the time. Now, I've seen some masterpieces, and I'm sure you guys have too. The Sistine Chapel and Creation of Adam. Remember, that's where they're touching hands. Beautiful. Masterpiece. Sunset in Key West. In fact, every night at sunset in Key West, people come and look at the sunset together and they applaud when it touches down to the water. Isn't that amazing? They celebrate it that much. I've seen a lot of masterpieces. And in fact, since it's Pride Month, I'm going to talk about some of my favorite movies that celebrate the LGBTQIA plus community. You know, I've been a part of that community for a long time, and I have to keep remembering the new letters added on, right? Pretty soon, I think we're going to go back to just all, right? All. Yeah, so some of my favorite Pride movies and movies in general. Brokeback Mountain, masterpiece, right? Good one. How about Carol? Great Christmas movie. Yes, masterpiece. And Philadelphia. Who could watch Philadelphia and not break their tears? It's going to happen. Now, I look in the mirror every day. I'm sure you do too at some point or another, to make sure I have no dirt on my face, etc. But I look in there and I have trouble seeing a masterpiece. I have difficulty saying. I instead start looking at the wrinkles that have come with my wise age. I start looking at the way my skin isn't as glowing, as fresh as it was when I was 25. And then I remember, you know what? I earned these wrinkles. And masterpieces, we have in our ideal mind that they don't include cellulite. Well, I don't know about you, but I have a little cellulite included with this masterpiece. It doesn't include an underachieving career. It doesn't include high credit card balances or a car that leaks oil or anybody that eats an entire bag of chips, right? All those can't be masterpieces, but maybe they are. We all have our thing. And I'll tell you that when I was in 5th grade, 10 years of age, I had very prominent buck teeth. I mean, they were out there. I couldn't close my mouth fully. And I remember there was this cute boy, Brian Ellis, and he was like loved by all the girls in the class, right? Brian Ellis, oh gosh. And what was funny is at that time, I didn't realize I was more concerned about the girls who liked Brian Ellis than I was Brian Ellis. But even so, for him to say anything about you, you paid attention. And what Brian Ellis told some of the girls in the class was, well, Paula's kind of cute. If she didn't have those buck teeth, she'd be a lot cuter. Well, guess what happened, right? That went in way deep. And so fortunately, because they were so prominently buck teeth, my parents actually got me braces that same year, like when I was about 10 and a half. I mean, they had to pull a bunch of teeth and everything. But because I had them so badly and I was having difficulty chewing, they went ahead and gave them to me early. So for 2 years I had them. They thought I'd have to have them for 3, but I was one of those people that said, I'm going to wear that headgear every single night, and I'm going to even wear it during the daytime. So I'd come home from school and I'd start wearing it then. My mom would say, you don't have to wear that until night. And I'd say, no, I'm going to wear it because I don't want these buck teeth anymore, right? Because I equated buck teeth to who I am, to my identity, and that I was not good enough while I had buck teeth. Yeah, well, all of us think that somehow we're not smart enough, we're not talented enough, we're not handsome enough, we're not pretty enough. But here's what we want to do. We want to bring our best each and every day. But I keep thinking somewhere back there, that same part of me that bought into that idea that I was not ever going to be cute enough because of the buck teeth, that same part of me bought in that somehow, no matter how good I do, how well I perform, I'm never going to be enough. Do any of you ever have that problem? That like somehow you hit that bar you've got way up there, and then you go, oh, well, let me raise it higher because it couldn't have been that high if indeed I hit it, right? It's silly. And social media reminds us daily whether or not we're an influencer. I certainly am not. In fact, I'll be honest, I've been locked out of my Facebook account for over 2 years now. I don't know how to get in there. So I'm not one of those. I'm not a perfect influencer, and I'm certainly not a person with a perfect body. And when I'm not on vacation, it's that annoying friend of mine that shows me pictures online from their 3rd vacation that year. How many of you want to just go, how do you do this? What do you do for a living that you can take 3 vacations? I used to be blessed with 3 weeks of vacation, which I spent on a sabbatical every year. So every day we're faced with that voice in our head that says you're not enough, you don't do enough, you don't make enough, etc. So here's the bad news. Without your divine identity and you believing in it, we really aren't enough. So that's why it's so important that somehow I can convince you today just how precious you are, how much of a sacred creation you are, how unique you are, just as you are, just as you are. Yeah. From Ephesians again, but God is so rich in mercy, and he loved us so much that even though we were dead because of our sins, I like to say, missing the mark there instead, he gave us life when he raised Christ from the dead. It is only by God's grace that we have been saved. Remember, this comes from Richard Rohr. Remember, the archetypal encounter between doubting Thomas and the risen Jesus is not really a story about believing in the fact of the resurrection, but a story about believing that someone could be both wounded and also resurrected at the same time. And that's pretty powerful, isn't it? That we could be wounded and we can be new life, resurrected, right? So I love that about Richard Rohr. He is an amazing Catholic priest who is extremely metaphysical, and he truly understands the concept of universal Christ, of divine Christ, and doesn't worry, like I don't worry anymore about the facts of the Bible. I worry about the truth of the Bible, right? The truth is that resurrection continuously happens, and that it can happen with us. Now, Richard Rohr goes on to explain, for most of us, the mere touching of another's wound probably feels like an act of outward kindness. We don't realize that its full intended effect is to change us as much as it might change them. See, there's no indication in Scripture that Jesus changed when Thomas touched his wounds. Thomas changed. So I always say to my chaplain students, I say, you think you're ministering to your patients, and that's well and good, okay, that you are. But guess what? They're ministering to you every bit as much as you are to them. It is always a reciprocal thing. So yes, when we reach out and we touch, whether it's by listening with our heart, or we reach out if we're a nurse or someone else that's a healer, and we touch another's wound, either way, they are changing us every bit as much as we are possibly changing them. Remember that. In God, and God in you, you are absolutely God's masterpiece. And in Scripture, it comes from the Greek word, poema, which translates that which has been created, workmanship, masterpiece. The full statement means God's poetic state. Oh, sorry, I messed up my own note there. Created by God and for God's divine purposes. The full Greek phrase, when it's translated into English, says this: of him, or of it, I prefer, we are masterpieces. So because of God's work in you, through you, as you, you are that masterpiece. You are God's masterpiece, and you were developed to do God's work here on earth. God's work? Oh, now that sounds like a big responsibility. Truly, God's work in you and through you and as you is the very thing that brings you the most delight. That when you are in the process of doing and being that, you feel alive. You feel refreshed. You feel like you're receiving as much as you are giving forth. That's when you know you are on track. You are on purpose. So it is said that you are not saved by good works, but for good works. Well, I'm not sure we have to be saved either way. What I do say is that in knowing who we are going to do things that are good. We can't help but do so. So I'm going to ask you to repeat something after me. Okay? I am an expression of spirit.
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 Good, because you're going to say that again in a little bit. God's hands, God's eyes, God's heart, and nobody on the planet is just like you. Nobody. I mean, think about that. Think about all the billions of people that are alive right now, and all the billions of people that have already lived, and all the billions of people that will come forth after us. There is not one of them that is exactly like you. You are that unique. You are that different. We often look at, especially in the month of Pride, at the rainbow, right? Because that is one of the symbols of the LGBTQIA plus community, right? Well, what's interesting is about that, my first degree was actually in art. And here's the interesting thing. There are a multitude of colors we can't even see with our naked eye in a rainbow. So we're not just looking at those 7 colors. Actually, within them, there are lights reflecting from light that we can't even see. And yet, there's something that when we see a rainbow, what happens? We feel that tingle inside, right? We go, oh my goodness. And what about a double rainbow? Those are even better, right? Yes. But something inside of us, and it is actually backed up by color theory, something inside us knows that everything is within that all of it is in there. So why then would God make us in only one color? I mean, that would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? It would be so limited. That's why we have all the shades of all of us, right? Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Yes. Well, I think we're also God's masterpiece with warts and all. So if you think your issues are going to keep you from doing good work or doing your purpose in the world, not a chance. It just simply cannot happen, right? Here it comes from Richard Rohr again. I really have been reading him a lot. He's awesome. We do not need to be afraid of the depths and breadths of our own lives, of what this world offers us or asks of us. We are given permission to become intimate with our own experiences, learn from them, and allow ourselves to descend into the depths of things, even our mistakes, before we try too quickly to transcend it all in the name of some idealized purity or superiority. Now that sounds very heady, right? But the fact of the matter is he's asking us not to do a spiritual bypass, right? To not avoid it, rather than look at our mistakes and the way in which we don't see our masterpiece within us yet as a way to bring us closer to it, as a way to, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to be with the part of me that had really bad teeth when I was a kid. And I'm going to feel all the feelings that I had, and I'm going to sit with them until they dissipate, because they aren't real, right? They aren't real. And if we can stay with something like that, now I'm not asking you to torture yourselves. I'm just inviting you to think that all the ways in which we have thought so little of ourselves could be the very way that we step up, transcend, and get that next bar, right? Get that next ascension, so to speak. He also says this, Richard Rohr, God hides in the depths. Did I hit it? God hides in the depths and is not seen as long as we stay on the surface of anything, even the depths of our sins. And I will replace that right now with you of missing the mark, because that's what the word means anyway, to miss the mark. You see, your purpose, God gave you good works in advance, before your birth even. But more importantly, you aren't just the possessor of these gifts. You are those gifts. You are them. I recently saw, it's interesting, we have a very large library for our patients at the mental health hospital in Fort Logan that I work. And I often go with, to a certain unit, I go with the library people to take books to them. These are people that are never allowed off the unit to go to the library. And the other day I saw a book title and I said, oh, that's going in my talk. And the book title was this, Do What You Are. And that was written by Teeger and Barron. Let me get that right. Teeger and Barron. So the idea being is that everybody may want their purpose to be revealed. They may want to have that purpose revealed to them. But the thing of it is, it can't not be, because it's who you are. If what gives you the greatest pleasure is spending time out in your garden, then go be the gardener that you are. Doesn't mean you have to do it for a living, right? If you feel most alive in prayer, then pray a lot, right? And that's something I recently said to my hospital congregation. God will not love you one iota more if you pray unceasingly every day, 24 hours a day, or if you pray once a year. It's impossible for God to love you anymore, because the infinite has that capacity. That is the masterpiece of all masterpieces, right? For we are created in, through, and as that masterpiece. So, as followers of Spirit, you don't just find purpose, you actually bring Spirit's purpose into everything you do, if you allow it. If you allow it. That becomes then purpose in parenting, purpose in relating to others, purpose in simple conversations, purpose in your life's work, purpose in making a nice peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right? No matter what it is we are doing, we can bring God's purpose to it. You know, I like to say once years ago, even someone from this congregation asked me, Paula, you've become a minister recently. What do you think that title reverend means? I said, well, I think it technically means one who is revered. And I paused and I said, but I would say it means one who reveres. One who reveres. And so what I try to do in everything that I do, including preparation for this talk, delivering the talk, relating with you after we finish our service together, and all of these things, even being lost in traffic on the way here, I try to bring that reverence to it. And this is where I am right now. I am stuck behind this really big truck and I can't see around this big truck. And here I am. Oh, look how beautiful. That big truck carries those big pipes to God knows where for some other purpose, right? So can I pause for a moment and just revere in that? If I continuously bring that, then I do believe I am living that title of reverend I was so lovingly and gracefully given when I was ordained, actually when I was licensed. But either way, it changes it, doesn't it? Right. So don't revere me. Don't revere any minister. Let them revere you. Let them revere God in you and as you. Let them see God in everything you do. It makes it a lot different. Emma Curtis Hopkins tells us, God works through me to will and to do that which ought to be done by me. Now, that is one of my favorite quotes from her. And I can't tell you, through ministerial school, I wrote that on everything because I had no idea what I was going to do. And so that was my thing. And nowadays, what's really funny, going back to something I shared earlier, the most common compliment I get, at least physically, is that I have great teeth and a great smile. Take that, Brian Ellis. You see, God can use you right now, just as you are, not later, not after you get that perfect job, not after you get that perfect home, not after you get the perfect wardrobe or anything else. God can use you right now, just as you are. And it doesn't come in the things
I'll just count my